Hi, welcome to Best Selling Experts. We're talking today with Richard Krawczyk, who has an interesting subject. I asked him what his area of expertise was, and he said blueprints. Well, you know what? That's something every expert or person who is becoming an expert needs to have, is a blueprint for how to get there.
Exactly. If you think about it, there's a blueprint for everything in life, whether it's building a car, building a computer, building a house, and building a relationship, building a business. There's a blueprint for everything. So what I've learned over the years in talking to some very successful people is the newbies want to reinvent the wheel. Well, I reinvent the wheel and you can just change the tires. There's something that's already been done. You may want to tweak it to make it better, but everybody wants to try to reinvent something. And whether you want to become a best-selling author, there's a blueprint for that. You know, there's a blueprint for everything.
You know, I'm thinking about houses. There are some people that build spec homes, and there's other people that build custom homes.
Yes.
And so if you're an expert in blueprints, I imagine you might do some custom blueprint designing.
Well, if you think about it, when I was a child, I grew up in a small town outside Chicago, about 5,000 people. And when somebody tries to build a house in that neighborhood, all the neighborhoods get noticed, take notice, because it doesn't happen that often. It's a very, very small community. And I was about 12 years old at the time, and there was a house being built at the end of our street. And I was watching it for about 5 days, and every morning they'd come out, and all these worker people, I should say, because there were women there too. I want to be prejudiced. And they were looking at all these rolls of paper every day. And at the end of the day, then they go back to work, and at the end of the day, they'd be talking and with the rolls of paper, then they go leave for the day, and they come back. And after about 5 days, I said, well, who's in charge here? I'm just like this little skinny, 12-year-old kid, And the foreman said, yeah, I'm in charge. I go, well, what is this piece of paper you guys are looking at every day? He said, well, that's a blueprint. I go, well, what's that? He goes, well, every single part of the house is made specifically to certain measurements. And if you're 1 inch off, the doors may not close, the air conditioning may not work, and if the foundation isn't right, the whole house can come tumbling down around you. And I'm like going, well, if there's a blueprint for building a house, building everything for spec, what about other areas in your life? And then you look at it, if you want to build a car, if you want to build a computer, everything has to be specifically made as such, otherwise you're going to have all these different variations. So when you look at building a bestseller, look at people who've already done it before, do the exact same thing that they've done, and you get the exact same results. But people say, well, I want to try this and try this. There's proven formulas for everything. Don't reinvent the wheel when you could just change a tire. Okay,
so you're saying it's actually better to look at a proven formula than trying to design your own.
Exactly. I'm a former investment banker, so people would come to me with some very, very creative ideas on how to run a business or how to fund a business and things like that. And everybody wants to do something that's never been done before. As an investor, I want to invest in a proven product, a proven formula, a proven blueprint. I don't want to put my money in something that I don't know what the results are going to be. So if you move your efforts to something that's already been proven, you could tweak it a little bit, kind of put your own personality on it, but find a proven blueprint and find 3 to 5 people that have already been successful at what you're trying to do exactly what they did, not just the processes, but the mentality through everything. Because you can have a process and your mind may be out in left field and you're going to screw everything up, because that's part of the secret recipe. It's part of the blueprint. So find out the mental processes as well as the physical processes on how to do something, and you'll be successful 100% of the time.
For our listeners that are finding this very interesting, how would they learn more about what you're describing?
Oh, sure. You can go to my main website, which is www.richardlive.com.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.